when we started the post game, we reacted. We said, "Listen, man, Zach had an amazing game, probably one of the best games we've seen him play all year." And one of our critiques to Zach throughout the year was like, "We know he has the skill set. We know he has the talent. We just need him to play a lot better, make the easy throws, and really put together 4 quarters of quality football." And in Tampa, he did that up until that 4th and 2, right? That's when we were just like, "What the hell?" And for me, and why we kind of reacted the way we reacted, because when after we kind of gave the team the glory and the praise, and obviously we was really critical about the fourth and 2, we had went to break, right? And over the break, they said, "Hey, Robert Sala's on the podium," and he said that Zach kept the football, that he really didn't know he was supposed to hand it off, and so we were really reacting to that. In the mix of all that, when the 4th and 2 happened, they were coming out of a timeout, right? They were coming out of a timeout, and I played football long enough, and everybody in Zach, and Bart and Duzable included, played football long enough. Whether you're on the defensive side or offensive side, your offensive coordinator, your position coach tells you exactly what you need to do for the next play. And in my eyes, I felt like, well, boom, they got the front they wanted. Barrios is having this big game. The defense that he was going against at that time, he had Villa Veda in a zero technique on top of the center. He had the Ndamukong Suh in a tight 2-eye. He had Steve McClendon at the time when he was a Jet, was a monster run stopper for the Jets. Zach Wilson, who we've all watched this year, is not a big man. He's not. Now, if you would have gave this ball, if you would have told Ben Roethlisberger to sneak this ball, Cam Newton, hell, then you said, yeah, they can get a quarterback sneak on 4th and 2. So when it happened, we're like, he had to keep that ball, because you can't tell me, it doesn't make sense for me, Mike LaFleur, to say, "Hey, Zach, with your body size and that defense that's lined up in front of you, we can get 2 yards." It just doesn't make sense. So in my eyes, and in me and Bart's eyes, and Dude's, we felt like, hey, he had to keep that ball, thinking he was going to be the hero at that time, instead of handing the ball in which we felt like he was told to, and we felt like he went rogue and kept the ball. So that's why we called him selfish. We called him selfish on that particular play, because it just doesn't make sense. Football sense, it didn't make sense. Why would you allow him, a guy with his stature and his frame, against that defense and that look, to now to a quarterback sneak on 2 yards? So we called him selfish, and obviously we were passionate, and we really got into it. But I think it's wild. I didn't think it would come to this. I honestly think the storm that has erupted from that little moment, that people would come after us and like, what's all this Zach slander? You guys have been killing him. I don't think we've been killing him. I think we've been very fair. I think the only disheartening thing that I've taken away from these last couple of days, my timeline's been blowing up and people are coming after me. The only thing I've taken it back by is that people have made this a racial thing, which is extremely disheartening. And as to say, like, if Zach was Justin Fields, or if this was a black quarterback, you guys wouldn't be as hard on him. And I'm saying, like, hold up, homeboy. Like, how did we get there? Like, that's where I'm like, all right, this has gone somewhere that has no place, because I have a lot of, like I said, we have no agenda against Zach. There's nothing personal. I personally have never met the man. I've never said, I've never been in front of him to actually have a conversation. I was really calling him selfish about that play, and my critique in saying that he kept the ball on purpose because we wanted to win the game. I played it long enough, once again, to understand, like, this, as a ball player, this comes with it. I watched Aaron Rodgers and Brady get dragged through the rakes, and these are these probably the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Now we're saying Zach Wilson's off limits for critique. Is that what we're saying? So I don't know. And then, people was like, well, it seems like it's personal, it's character flaws. Once again, it's not personal. If I saw the man, I would shake his hand. What's up? Best of luck to you, young fella. I hope you have a great career.